Today we're heading to Squaw Creek National Wildlife Refuge. But before we get there, I have to tell you things didn't go as planned. We headed out after church, so I was in a bit of a hurry, which means, of course, that I forgot everything and everything went wrong. I couldn't find the SD card for my new camcorder, so I had to rely on my old iPhone. I forgot to throw in my new microphone that I bought specifically for the iPhone. And then Google Maps took me the wrong way, which is why we find ourselves now on this gravel road. Oh well, it's all about the journey, right? Live and learn.
This is the welcome sign to Squaw Creek National Wildlife Refuge. It's over by Mound City, just off of I-29 north of Kansas City. So we're about to go explore. You can even hear Ruby panting in the background.
The drive into the visitor center parking lot was a really neat area. They have these picnic tables here that you can see for lunch before or after the tour or the refuge. And then lining the drive up were these beautiful pink and white trees. And I'm sorry, I'm not an arborist, so I'm not very good at telling you what kind of trees there are, but I'm sure somebody out there will. But they're just gorgeous. And then up here on the hill, you can see the visitor center. It was closed this day because it's Sunday, and it's open Monday through Friday. But even on the outside of the visitor center, they have brochures for the auto tour of the refuge, as well as to the different hiking trails that are around there.
Are you ready go for a walk, sweetie pea? You want to go on the walk on the Loess Bluff trails? All right.
There are 4 different hiking trails at the refuge. This one was a bit strenuous, as you'll see here in a little bit. But to be honest, I'm not in the best shape either. But as we walk along, I thought I might just tell you a little about the refuge from a brochure that I got. The refuge is home for more than 30 species of mammals, almost 40 species of reptiles and amphibians, and over 300 species of birds. One of the brochures they hand out actually at the visitor center is a National Wildlife Refuge bird list.
So I was just applauding Ruby for not pulling Mama. But then I saw this big hill come up. So I said, Ruby, maybe you need to pull Mama up the hill. Hey, baby girl, are you going to pull Mama up the hill? All right, let's take a stab at it. There we go. That's a good girl. Well, we're going to pause. You know, you like the bushes, don't you? Some pretty flowers. Yeah, it's just really pretty here right now. Pretty shades of green with the sun coming in. Up, and here we go. Now we're ready to take the steps. All right, but you gotta pull Mama up. You might have to pull Mama up the steps.
Resident wildlife include coyote, fox, mink, raccoon, beaver, bobcat, white-tailed deer, and more. Bird watching and wildlife observation are best along the 10-mile auto tour route. The refuge is open daily from sunrise to sunset. Please note that refuge gates can be closed 30 minutes prior to sunset, and roads may be closed during flooding or due to hazardous conditions. Camping is not permitted on the refuge.
Ooga. Okay, sweetie, I think this is far enough. We got to get back so we can take the tour. Let's sit up here on this little bench. Oh no, ain't no way Mama's doing that. These are just some of the really pretty plants that are along the trail here. And I wanted to get some shots. I made Ruby turn around because ain't no way Mama going up that hill, is it, Ruby Dooby? But pretty plants. Very spring. One of the neat things about Squaw Creek is that it has an auto tour that you can take around the refuge. And every now and then they have a little numbered sign. Like here, this is number 2. This is the tower. And they have a little map that you can see what each of the different little stops features. So this is our first stop. I'm not going to stop at everyone or share everyone necessarily, but I just wanted to give you some idea of how it works here. But it's just really pretty back here. You can see the marshlands and the refuge area. Lots and lots of birds. I've seen those already just coming in. You got to be careful. Google Maps kind of took me in the back way. Of course, I'm coming from North Missouri myself, so it kind of took me on the back door of the refuge, and so I kind of had to go through about half of it to get to the visitor center. So I will be sure and give you the directions to how to get here. So anyway, here we go. Most of the refuge is focused obviously on wildlife, primarily birds. The area is also known for its Loess Bluff Hills. I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly, but the Loess Bluff Hills are made up of soil deposited thousands of years ago by wind and only found in a few other places in the world. Some of the plants growing on these hills are found nowhere else in Missouri. Sometimes eagles and other birds soar overhead along the bluffs, taking advantage of updraft winds and thermal currents along the bluffs. So this is one of the stops on the tour, so I kind of wanted to show you that. I think they're kind of pretty. These gates were built in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps. A lot of projects in Missouri parks were built during this time by that organization. Obviously to regulate water levels, how fish can migrate in, etc. People can fish here. Squaw Creek is quite well known for is its bald eagle days in the fall. So you can come out here and watch the eagles. So it's a nice little place to stop. So if you're out this way in the fall, I highly recommend you make a stop. Honestly, I've lived here 24 years, well, about an hour away, and I still haven't made it up here for bald eagle days. Gotta do that. So apparently in this area is a large cordgrass prairie, home of the endangered Misawa rattlesnake, and one of only 3 places left in Missouri where this snake is found. So we won't be walking over there. Over here on the right is an area that they say you can often see deer throughout the year, but I haven't seen any, and also pheasant. So, but this is an area with trees on both sides, which is kind of weird, and that's why the deer like it, because of the trees and the coolness. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Ruby and I had a wonderful day. Well, I did. I think she had some fun on the trails. She didn't get out much on the auto tour, but so this is Squaw Creek Wildlife Refuge, just up by Mound City on I-29, as I said, north of Kansas City and St. Joe. I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't get to get all the pictures that I wanted to because some of the bigger birds were kind of skittish, and so the ones that were near the road would oftentimes fly off before you could get them. But it's just a nice relaxing trip. Probably take you an hour to go around, and if you're coming up on the road and you're tired and need a break, this would be a lovely place to have lunch. And it sounds like it's going to have activities throughout the year, so there's bald eagles, things like that. So I highly recommend that you make the trip up and enjoy. Thanks for joining me on this journey.